Hi, we're back.
We're back.
Sorry.
I apologize. I've been trying everything I can do to figure out what's wrong with our connection. We actually have electricians here right now, and they're going to redo how we have our Wi-Fi and everything set up. So hopefully,
real time.
Oh, that's what going live is about.
I know. So, well, let's move on to good things,
Good
right?
things. Okay, once again, may the force be with you.
Yes. Slurp, slurp.
Slurp.
Tell us what you're drinking.
For the 4th. May the 4th.
This is awesome. So, pour dark tea.
And our 4th of July flavored fun green tea.
I love that. That's a really good. I like it hot and iced.
I do. It's wonderful. And we make it also, we call it, when we add the lemon and sugar to it and shake it up and we call it a firecracker. Because that's really good. So anyway, let's move right along. We have our slurp. Now, Julie, what's next?
We have happening in the store. What do we have? We have some new denizens in our store.
Oh, look. You may have saw this the other day. We do a lot of classes here, so we thought it would be fun to bring in the real tea plant. So this is the Camellia sinensis, and as you can see, they just came in. I haven't even unwrapped them. They've been here like a day or so. We brought them in so we can show the difference in the two varieties of the tea leaves. The larger Assamica leaf and the smaller sinensis leaf. So they'll be here in the store. And if it does flush, which is a new spurt of growth, we will pluck it off and try to drink it.
We're going to have little itty bitties.
Right. The thimble. We'll get medicine droppers and thimbles and look at it.
It is pretty.
Hello. You know what we could do? This is great. You know, like how there's that show Between Two Ferns? We could be between two Camellia sinensis plants. Between two Camillas. Oh my gosh. Thank you. What's that actor's name? He's so funny. I can never say his last name. It has a lot of letters. Like, what's his name?
I don't know.
Hangover.
I'm so sorry. See, I don't.
All right, so we're going to do Between Two Camillas.
Is that good? You can tell we have a lot of fun over here.
Do you think we could get like celebrities on now if we have our own? Yeah.
Well, I mean, we always invite people. I mean, we invite people from the community. In fact,
I'm just seeing who's here.
I think everyone gets a little freaked out that we're actually live, but Paul is here.
Paul is here.
And our electricians, that they don't want to come
Paul.
in here. Good morning.
Hello.
Paul, do you want to come say we're doing Between Two Camillas? Do you want to jump
I'm not
in?
funny enough to be on anything Between Two Camillas.
So
if it's ferns, it might be different.
No, it's Two Camillas.
It's Two Camillas.
So Paul, the voice you heard in the background, he is a Park Ridge resident and real estate agent. And let me tell you, I've worked with him. And if you need to sell or buy a house, Paul,
Give him a call.
give him a call.
Thank you.
We enjoy his company very much.
What's your number?
847
847
477
477
9501.
9501. Paul Swenson.
There you go.
Shameless bull. That's what happens when you bring out the Camillas.
The Camilla. That's all right.
Between
No, he's great.
two.
Between two.
So good morning. Oh, Jennifer. Zach Galifianakis. Thank you, Jennifer.
Zach Galifianakis. Ah, couldn't think of it. But we
Thank
we have our own shtick now. We're gonna do this every
That'll
week.
be great. God, I hope they live.
Next we'll have a set. We'll have music.
No. That'll be good. What else is
The Camilla
happening?
of Truth.
Oh, we talked about shopportunities.
Shopportunity. So we're going to invite Jackie to come in. I'm going to jump out. Jackie will come between the two. So yes, you can get right in there.
Can't just like be in the foliage.
I like
Like
it.
imagine just
hiding
like
in
be
the
like
bushes.
hanging out, like, hey guys.
This is so cute.
So we have this adorable little Mother's Day gift, and we even have a little mom
love it.
tag. It's super cute. So what we're doing, it's kind of, if you've gotten our blundables before around Christmas time,
Yes.
it's kind of the same idea where we have two small little bags. These are not blendable unless you want to try, you know.
Go
Adventure
wild,
is
people.
out there.
Go wild.
Go wild. So we have actually a couple different options for 25-gram bags. So we have Palmer Blend and Wellness, which is in this one.
That's Tizan, so that's caffeine free.
Wellness is caffeine free.
Right.
Palmer, classic. We all love it.
We have a green tea.
We have a green tea, which is Park Ridge Blend.
I love that one.
It's a really nice
If you haven't had, that's a like a chocolatey, orangey. It's like a Milano cookie.
Yeah, don't be put off by the chocolate though, because like for people who are kind of iffy about chocolate
It's
teas,
the
like this one,
essence.
it doesn't. It's not disgusting.
No,
it's really
the
nice.
essence.
It's a really nice chocolate flavor. And then another black, we have just peachy, and then we also have, I think it's honeybush vanilla.
Okay.
Is the last one. So you can choose any of those two. We have them all packaged all ready for you.
So pick 2.
So you pick 2 teas, any of the above. We have little tea bags in case you don't have your own way to brew it at home.
Oh, that's good.
So that's in the middle.
Good thinking.
We also have an adorable honey bear, because who can say no to the honey bear? He's so cute. We have tea candy, and then we also have a swizzle stick, which is the rock candy, which was like huge in the 90s. I don't know. For me, it's like a throwback to my childhood.
But you can like put it in your drink, or I mean,
just go at it, really. We would just go at it. Yeah. But it's really cute, and it's a perfect gift for Mother's Day.
For your tea lover, the tea lover.
For the tea lover, and it's only $19.95, which is quite good. So
very cool.
It's an adorable gift.
Okay, so just in case, these 25-gram bags, are they available like on their own? Yes.
Yes.
Think so.
Yes.
All right.
We got the
We
official
yes.
nod of approval.
Just in case.
From Sheila.
You know, maybe you have a bag or you have a gift already at home, and you know you're just looking for the smaller bags. But these yield like about 10 cups.
Yeah.
10 to 15 cups.
It's a nice gift, and
love it.
So perfect for Mother's Day. That's fast approaching. That's 2 weeks.
Yes.
Well, no, like more like 1.5. One in 2 days.
Yeah, it is.
Or 3 days.
It's 10 days.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So exciting things are in the store.
Thanks, Jackie.
I guess you can always like email us or call us if you want us to prepare one.
True.
We will have a couple that are pre-made in case you need a grab and go, but
otherwise it is.
Otherwise
just
it's choose what you want, really. So yeah. Okay.
Thanks for the
Sheila
good
come back.
packaging.
She has the tea and she's waiting off to the side. So thank you for inviting me between 2 Camillas. She's gonna go.
That's what happens when it's don't get poked in the eye.
I was able to get this big mug in there.
Oh,
Well
I
done,
know.
Jackie.
Yay.
Well done, Jackie, for this
We need
opportunity.
like a applause button or
We
something.
need. You know what? We're gonna
doll this
when we're doing this in the new space.
Make it a live show.
Oh my gosh. Oh boy.
Maybe TLC will pick us up.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows?
So with Mother's Day, then we did announce last week about our store closing on Mother's Day.
Yes.
So that we can all spend some time with our loved ones.
Yes.
But we are also going to close Monday and Tuesday after Mother's Day.
After Mother's Day.
Those 3.
And we think that's the final time we'll have to close the shop for renovation. So what happened was, I think I might have said this last week, but
we kind of...
we did something goofy. We did
Technical difficulties, sorry.
whatever. But when we saw the floors of the new side that are brand new and gorgeous, and then we saw the floors on the current side, which are like 10 years old now and been through, beat up kind of bit, we're going to redo the floors on the new side. So we need to close down. Oh, we're redoing the floors on the current side. So we're going to close down Monday and Tuesday, let the floor man get in here and make it all pretty. So pretty soon, a couple weeks, we're going to have our big announcement of when the party.
Very soon. Hi, Megan. Thanks for joining us.
Hi,
Megan. Yay. Are you sipping a cuppa? Let us know. Okay, we have a couple of tea questions.
Okay.
We always enjoy this.
Bring them on.
All right. Here is one.
Okay.
So whenever this shopper goes to other tea shops, they claim that white tea is very low in caffeine. This person does not believe that it is true. In fact, isn't it the opposite? Can we clear this myth?
You know, that is...
Ooh, she's having matcha.
Ooh, get going. Matcha.
Good caffeine.
Good caffeine. So the caffeine thing. A lot of places, other tea shops, may not have as much tea education as TeaLula does, and Julie and I are both certified tea specialists, meaning that we went through a lot of training and classes and took lots of tests, and we try to get some really good, credible information. And what we know about white tea is that it is very highly caffeinated.
In fact,
where's a little bud
here
on
we
the
go.
tea plant? All right.
This is Camilla sinensis.
So this is their little tea plant here. Now, when it flushes, this little bud here, can you see the little? Well, you probably can't see it because it's really tiny. The little bud.
2 leaves in a bud.
2 leaves in a bud. There's a lot of caffeine that is all happily concentrated in that. Did we break the plant?
Oh, dang it.
So it's concentrated in the bud. White teas are also teas that you can re-steep numerous times. The way caffeine works, it comes out with the temperature of the water and the length of the steep. So the hotter the water, the longer the steep, the more caffeine. And the reason why you would get more caffeine out of white tea is because you re-steep it many, many, many times. But if you only steep it once, because that caffeine is so concentrated in the bud,
It's like brand new caffeine,
right,
right?
you're going to, in fact, very young, fresh, new teas are higher in caffeine than tea leaves that have grown longer on the plant. So
Yeah,
you're
like the
going to get a
bars.
bigger hit of caffeine. In order to avoid that, brew it for 1 minute. Really bring that steep temperature down in the water about 180 degrees. Although white tea can really handle high temperature water. So
But we know.
it is higher in caffeine, and I've actually had a customer that came in once, like, I don't know, I went and bought this white tea at this other place. Why, I don't know. And told her it was a great bedtime tea, and then she was up because
Oh, yeah.
she's very sensitive to
couldn't,
it.
like, wind down.
And they
right?
said white tea is a good bedtime tea because it's so low in caffeine. It's not. It's very, very high in caffeine. If you are sensitive to caffeine, drink it earlier in the day. But if you drink it early in the day, keep re-steeping it because that's what it's meant to do. So yeah, white tea, high in caffeine.
High in caffeine. So.
You know what? This is what I'm going to do. There is a really wonderful man in the tea world that we follow, and he's a brilliant scientist. His name is Nigel Milliken. Nigel was asked this question probably 1,000 times. So I have a report that Nigel produced from several years ago. I will search that report out, and at some point in the next day or so, we'll get it posted on our Facebook page so that you can see it and you can read. Don't trust me, trust Nigel.
Yeah, see it, share it. I think it's just that age-old question. Hi, Bob. One of our
Regulars.
customers. We love Bob.
Mayor, he's the mayor of Tea-Lula.
He is the mayor of Tea-Lula.
Twice a day, every day, only drinks green tea. But we love Bob.
We do.
Yeah, so white tea. I hope that helps to answer your question. It's very highly caffeinated. I just don't think all those other tea folks are as up to date on the research.
There's a ton of research out there, and so I am very grateful for getting my certification. I mean, and it's not just steeping tea and drinking it and tasting it and using words, but actually does go into plant biology and the science behind it. So it is quite scientific, and a lot of research being done in the tea world. So we can talk way more about that another time. But what we also wanted to talk about today, and this might take a little bit longer, is there is a trend that is happening.
This is where you get to see all my fun faces.
Yeah, so interesting. I had to dig, and I do have to thank one of our a customer and someone I know personally, but his name is Richard. So thank you very much for all this information. There is a community of people who enjoy cooking with a pressure cooker. So we're going to talk a little bit about brewing tea in a pressure cooker. I found this very interesting. I was a little confused about it, but something has happened, I guess, in the last year. So this started appearing in their Facebook group about a year ago, and people are making batches of tea in their pressure cooker, about, say, 2 quarts, 8 cups. They put in like 10 to 15 tea bags. Which is fine.
I'm just sitting here listening, like, because
Okay.
this is so, like, I never heard of this.
So
but
here's the
go
thing.
on.
So the water, the tea bags, pressure cooker's high temperature, but they also add baking soda. And I've seen everything between a pinch and a teaspoon of baking soda. Baking soda is sodium bicarbonate. That is the scientific name for baking soda. And they steep it for 4 minutes. Sugar is optional, and these people who are making it are swearing that it is the best tea they've ever had because it is not bitter. Now, I've also seen that they say it's not bitter, it's not acidic. Those are pretty much the 2 terms that I've seen. Now, I was so perplexed. We have resources that are very adept at, like, they're tea experts. I mean, they know tea.
I know tea.
They know tea. Sheila has been in the tea industry for a very long time as well.
They know more.
So-
They know way more than me.
Yeah.
But they didn't know about this either.
They didn't, and it was really surprising.
So it's kind of neat how people are really getting into tea and different ways to brew it. But this really confuses me. Like, this is my confused factor. I don't get it.
You're right. As soon as I heard about the baking soda, I was very confused because it's sodium, and you know about sodium.
All right, so I'm on this really sodium-restricted diet, which I don't want to talk about because it's
Right.
depressing.
It's a
and
different-
I
and
can't
it's
eat
a
pizza.
different-
It's a different thing.
it's a different-
But I can't have more than like 1,500 milligrams of sodium a day. Do you know if you put 1 teaspoon of baking soda in your little tea mixture here, that's over 2,300 milligrams of
I
sodium.
wish I had like a pile of salt to show
It's
you.
no, it's
Or-
not a
or
pile.
no,
it's
not a pile.
one
Sorry.
tiny little teaspoon.
But
2,300 milligrams of sodium. So my fear is like, what are you adding all that sodium into your tea for? So I guess if it helps to like make it taste less bitter, I'm just concerned about your heart now. So anyway,
So over 8 cups of tea now, you have the 2,300 milligrams of baking soda, of sodium in there. I have also, so looking at all these articles that have been posted, that some people say the baking soda helps knock out tea bitterness. That the acidity in baking soda helps. Now, baking soda is, though, basic, isn't it? Like, so,
you're
you
the
know,
engineer.
pH, I'm like, I'm so confused. But they're saying it neutralizes the bitterness. So let's talk about this. Our friend and tea expert, Tony Gubley.
Oh my gosh, Tony Gubley, wonderful tea man, just came out with a fantastic book, and as soon as we get that new site open, I'm going to just pray and beg him to come and do a book signing so you can all come meet Tony, because he is a tea expert.
He is a tea expert. He has a blog,
He's super nice.
website, World of Tea. Please go check it out. So I had brought this to his attention, and he and I are pretty much on the same page. When you use a pressure cooker, what are you doing? You want to use a pressure cooker because you want the high temperature. Now, other people have also said, oh, but when you're steeping tea in the pressure cooker, you're not boiling it. You're actually going beyond water's boiling point. You're getting super high temperatures. So, when you are steeping tea, I mean, you are trying to, and this is Tony, it's a method to get the extractable solids from the tea leaves as possible. You're getting the flavor,
Right.
the things that make the flavor, but the higher the temperature, it's just going to be super bitter. Super bitter.
Which is why we spend so much time brewing tea at the proper temperatures to avoid bringing the bitter out. Again, confused.
And then, so let's go back. They're brewing it in their pressure cooker for 4 minutes, which we also do,
But not a pressure cooker.
but not in a pressure cooker.
With the water at the right temperature,
It's very
and we
confusing.
have a cup of tea that's bitter. So what I'd be interested to know is the people that are into, what's that thing called?
The Instant Pot.
The Instant Pot. So if you're in your Instant Pot for making tea, I'd be interested to know is if you, do you think that by bringing the water up to a over the boil temperature,
So that's over, say, 212.
are you thinking you're extracting more health benefits from the leaf that would be still in the leaf had you used a conventional way of doing it? I'm just really curious about this because I've never heard about it until now. So
And
we're going to do this though.
We are.
right?
We're gonna
do
we're
it.
gonna try this.
I won't be able to drink much of it because of the sodium, but we're going to try it.
Well, you know, and I think what we could try too is without the baking soda.
Oh yeah, we'll experiment.
Right, with the baking soda, we will have a scientific. We'll at least try as close to scientific as we can.
Okay.
But
I'm in.
that would be cool. Now, one of the things Tony did say is that he tried to brew a tea kuan yin, an oolong, in a pressure cooker. He said it was beyond bitter. It was undrinkable. It was horrible. You're
sad.
cooking. I mean, you're really cooking the leaf. So,
Right. Well, and that's what they did 5,000 years ago. They would just take the tea leaves, and
Yeah,
they
right.
wouldn't pick like the 2 leaves in the bud that are so precious. You just like throw them in a pot, boil it up, and it was very, very bitter, and it was drunk for medicinal. They felt for medicinal purposes because it tasted so bitter and awful. But then, over the last 5,000 years, they've come up with these ways to, wither the leaf and roll the leaf and oxidize it and dry it and bake it, and all these wonderful methods to make a really lovely cup of tea. And now it's like we're going back 5,000 years to just brewing it up bitter because maybe bitter is providing more health benefits. I don't know. It's kind of like our cell phones. Like we used to write people messages, and now we just send each other pictures.
I don't know.
We're just doing Bitmojis, so maybe we're going back. I don't know, but it's so fascinating to me.
I mean, I'm glad. I don't like making enemies of people, but I'm glad that y'all are having your tea and trying to do this with your Instant Pot. But as far as I know, I haven't necessarily seen health benefits from that community. But I think it's more so that they're looking at the convenience.
Yeah.
Of
Well,
it.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. So then
It's just a fun thing to do with your Instant Pot.
it is. and that's cool. So
I don't cook a lot, as my family can tell you, so I wouldn't have an Instapot unless someone could come and put stuff in it for me and set it and then serve it on a plate. So I would never have one of those just because I wouldn't know how to use it. But I don't know. It's a very interesting way to brew your tea.
it is.
We're gonna do it though.
I think, and so the other side to this too is when people are saying the Instant Pot is making the best tea ever, which is great for you, that you like it. That's, you know, you should drink stuff that you like. But people are saying it's less acidic or it's less bitter. So those two things are very different.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering too if the people who are doing this is they don't know that astringency. Sometimes you actually want that. The astringency is a mouthfeel. So
Right.
so if they're saying that it's less acidic, it's really smooth. It's not necessarily bitter. So
Right.
that's different.
Right. Well, right, because astringency is something you look for in like a beautiful salon. You want that mouthfeel. You want that like dry of the mouth. Oh my gosh, if you don't have that in a salon, it's like, oh, you're missing out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so astringency and bitterness are like, bitter is offensive. Astringency is a desirable characteristic, like viscosity in tea. It's like
Bitter is a taste.
It's a bad taste.
Bitter is a taste.
well, to me, it's a bad
Yeah,
taste.
and acidity, I guess that is also a taste,
Well, isn't
but
acidity like that?
acidity
Would
is
be
a
like
mouthfeel.
Right, but that's like sucking on a lemon.
Hey, thank you for all of you who are joining us right now. We're just having a discussion about brewing tea in a pressure cooker. It's just something that's been trending. We here at TeaLula have
We're
have
on
not-
trend.
Yes, we are. We have 67 people watching. So, so we just wanted to talk about,
Right.
you know, how we prepare tea. We don't use a pressure cooker. I find it fascinating. We find it interesting.
Very interesting.
But again, we're going to try this here.
Right.
Once we get our hands on one of these machines. And
So if there's any vendor out there that wants to donate what is it called? Instant Pot to us?
Instant- yeah.
We'll try it out.
yeah, definitely. Richard, thank you for joining us. Okay, yeah. He just said that I think he's linked us to some people in the community, so it's fantastic.
We like to be linked.
We have a question. Is
Oh.
it possible to brew green tea in the Instant Pot without losing the antioxidant benefits?
Well, okay, again, here's the thing. We all, like I talk about this all the time, that when you brew green tea, it's really temperature sensitive. So
Very
if you,
temperature sensitive.
Very. So if you're going to put it in an Instant Pot and it's going to go above the boil, you are going to just brew out as much bitterness. You'll get a lot of caffeine from it.
I think green tea also, I mean, if you're going beyond 180, 175, that is
No.
way too hot.
Unless you have like perfectly 2-leaf and bud still intact, nothing broken, it can handle hotter water. But I think you're just gonna do. We'll try it though. So when we get the
Yeah.
Instapot, we'll try it and we'll let you know what the green tea. Like our friend Tony said, he did an oolong in an Instapot. And he said he couldn't even drink it because
And
it was so bitter.
Oolongs can
was so
take
bitter.
higher temperatures. I'm just going to go back because I
Yeah.
think we had a couple of questions in it.
So anyway, this
Coming
whole thing is
back.
really fascinating to me. I would just, if it takes the same amount of time, I don't know, in the right temperature, why not just do a black tea at 4 minutes and enjoy your tea? But it's kind of cool though.
It is. I think it's very
I
interesting.
like that people are really interested in finding new ways to brew their tea. I'm old school. I'm old and I'm old school. So it kind of goes together. So I'm going to brew it the way I brew it.
Wow. And it's fine. And I think there's a lot of different ways to brew tea. I mean, we have, you know, we have different infusers here. We actually had a person who came in yesterday looking for the tea ball.
Oh,
And it's tough. You can use a tea ball, but you will not get this, you will not get the tea leaves
kind of like need a brown paper bag to breathe into right now.
I'm sorry. I know. It's like, what tea ball? We actually,
ball!
We actually don't sell them here. We don't.
Thank you,
I know,
Jackie.
we actually don't recommend the tea balls
ball.
because we have beautiful loose leaf teas.
Right, if you're drinking like an herbal, rooibos is fine, honeybush is fine, some of the herbals, anything that's going to bloom or expand, please don't use a tea ball.
Now, one of the things I did.
Don't make me hyperventilate.
I know. Okay,
Good
well,
God.
maybe one more thing to
Go away from
hyperventilate, or
doing
maybe
that.
2 more things to hyperventilate
Oh,
on.
okay.
Sorry. Again. So again, with steeping your tea, whether you're using an Instant Pot or at home or whatever, do you steep to a color?
Oh, no, that's a
okay.
great question. Never ever steep to the color, steep to the kind of tea. So if you're brewing a green tea, you don't want to keep steeping it till it looks like black tea, because that's how you steep That's just not right. You'll just steep out bitterness. So just steep it to the right color for that tea. So green tea should have kind of a greenish yellowish tinge, and oolongs are somewhat amber looking.
Yeah, maybe even copper is maybe more the dark teas or the black teas.
And then they actually call black tea red tea in China because the cup looks kind of red. So yeah, and then white teas, oh my gosh, sometimes those are very clear.
Pale.
They almost look like there's nothing there, just water. So yes, only brew for the type of tea, do not brew for color.
There you go. So back to, and then one last thing for, oh no, or did we talk about this? Again, with the pressure cooker, sorry, again, get the bag right. But, you know, well, maybe actually one of you can tell me, if you do own one of these pressure cookers, can you set your temperature? As far as I know, you cannot.
Because pressure cooker.
Right? Because that's the whole idea.
We're going to do more research on this.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess the question too is, they're testing for pH. Someone out there, and that's fantastic that you're trying to figure out, you know, how this is working for you, but is tea in itself acidic? I can't answer that.
I don't think so. Well, I mean, it needs to grow in slightly acidic soil, but tea itself isn't acidic. I don't.
Oh, thank you, Rachel, for answering. Appreciate that. No, you cannot. So you cannot set the temperature on it.
Okay, so you're just going to boil it up.
So I'd be very wary, people, of your green teas. I mean, if you love green tea, just the Instant Pot is way too hot.
Look at
too hot.
Look at this precious plant. Be kind to it. Don't boil it. Don't.
It doesn't. So if you're not used to steeping at different temperatures for teas, green tea usually doesn't go above like 180.
180, 195 on some.
Yeah, some.
Yeah. If the leaf is more broken up, go cooler. If the leaf is more whole looking, then you can do much hotter. And that is something that I learned from a very wonderful tea man. His name is Austin Hodge.
Hello, Austin.
Hello, Austin. He's in Arizona. He's an amazing importer. We get all of our Chinese green teas from him. And he imports them, he and his wife, Shuping. And he's the one that said, if the tea is very whole, 2 leaves in a bud, nothing broken, it can really handle much hotter water. And he proved that when we were there for a tasting with him, which was one of the highlights of my year last year. Thank you again, Austin.
So there you go.
There you go. So,
all right, so we are going to do some reconnaissance, some research on pressure cookers, because this is the first we've heard of it. I mean, even our experts, really.
Yeah, we've stumped the experts, which is great. Again, to Tony Gebley, thank you so much for responding to Julie so quickly. You're wonderful. And if you Google Tea, a User's Guide by Tony Gebley, it's a wonderful, wonderful book about the tea and the tea plant. And I think it's a great, if you're just getting into tea, he explains everything so beautifully. And hopefully we're going to definitely reach out to him and have him come here for a book signing, because I think you would all love hearing Tony talk about tea, because he's amazing.
Oh, that's awesome.
I met him at the World Tea Expo a few years ago, and he's just a great guy, and I respect him so much. So thank you, Tony, for responding so quickly.
Much. I really appreciate it.
And that Tony hasn't heard of this makes me feel so
I know. I thought, where have I missed something? But yeah, everybody, just come on over. If you have tea questions, you can always call us and email us, Facebook. We're here for you. We're here in Park Ridge for those of you who are just joining us. Yeah, come back next Thursday. We try to go live at 11:30.
Yeah, until we have no more. Well, we're rewiring, so no more technical difficulties. But this was like a really trending, exciting conversation. Julie, thanks for doing all that research. That's great.
No. Hey, Tea News.
We're here. We're on it.
We are. We try. Okay. All right.
Good chat.
Oh yeah, where's my cup?
Your cup.
All right. So happy 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
All right. Talk to y'all
later.
Talk to you later. Bye. Oh, we gotta turn it off.